It's June, and June means the biggest powerboat event in the world, the New York City World Championship Powerboat Rally, the biggest event in powerboat racing worldwide. There's everything here: gasoline-powered boats, jet-powered boats, the world's fastest V-bottoms, the world's fastest catamarans. We've got huge budgets, backyard budgets, competitive people, and an enormous event. And the coverage here has been amazing. Every print periodical, every video periodical, every network is covering this event. And we're going to have it for you in just a minute.
Talking about speed.
Some guys bring guns to the gunfight. Mike Fiore brings the infantry. What a fleet.
Yeah, thank you very much. We've got about 21, 22 boats here today, and these are all of our clients and friends just coming out to have a good time with us.
The speeds have gone bananas. You went 161 this winter?
Yeah, we ran a little over 161 miles an hour, and yeah, I mean, V-bottoms just going faster and faster.
3 of them are canopied. Why?
Yeah, 3 of them are our 47 GTX, which is available with an actually removable canopy, and our clients felt that for trying to run the extreme speeds that we're trying to go today, they felt safer being strapped in, and one of them even has the oxygen support system. So they're being smart and safe with the speeds.
Of those 3 boats, how far apart in speed are they?
Well, my boat, Triple X, and Bob Russell's new boat, his 47, are both pretty close to the same speed. And then Oliver Bach's 47 we're standing on here is about a 140 mile an hour boat. So they're all pretty quick.
So you've got some guns today?
Yeah, we're prepared.
Mike Fiore, Outer Limits. He's advancing the bar daily. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Multi-time world V-bottom champion Joe Skro is here today. And that of itself is news. Joe is one of Fountain's top drivers. Joe, you're in Outer Limits today.
Yeah, I'm in and Outer Limits with Bob Russell. Bob Russell just finished his boat. They needed somebody to go in the boat. They asked me. I'm delighted to see how this thing really goes.
You're one of the finest rough water throttlemen and drivers in history. These 47-footers, they've got to give you some secure feeling.
I would imagine it's because of the length. I mean, there's never a substitute for length, as we all know. And I think the boat is supposed to be very, very fast, and I think it's going to run well today.
Now, this is a powerboat rally, but you guys are going for broke speed-wise, right?
Yeah, it's going from the GW Bridge up to the Tappan Zee. It's like, bragging rights, winner takes all type of situation. And I think this boat will fare well.
Do you have the same butterflies as a normal race?
I always have the same butterflies until the flag drops. Once the flag drops, everything goes away.
Tell us about the speed. Do you have that sensation while you're running, or is it just something that you think about after the fact?
Well, I tell you, this is supposedly faster than any V-bottom I've ever been in, or any V-bottom in existence, for that matter. So we're going to see.
The face of a champion, Joe Skro. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Rich.
Big power and speed isn't the only thing worth coming to the New York City Worlds for. I'm talking legendary beauty.
Tell me if you think you know.
The term legend is used a lot, probably too much, but in this case, not enough. Cigarette Racing Team, Skip Braver, that is some boat.
Thank you very much. We really enjoyed building it. What Cigarette always wants to do is push the envelope, and this is one of our concept boats, American Muscle. It was a boat that we used to validate the Mercury 1075s. We showed it for the first time at the October boat show, and we've just enjoyed the hell out of running at the different poker runs this season.
Now, the Cigarette brand and Harley Davidson, these are legendary brands. How's the marketing going?
Marketing's going great. You know, our number one priority is to continue to build the best offshore powerboat in the world. And the licensing with the watch companies and our own clothing line has been going quite well. The sunglasses are going quite well, and we're always looking for new ideas and new items. Lots of people come to us, but unless they have the cigarette type of appeal and quality, we're not interested in going with them.
Cigarette racing team. Somewhere Don Aronow is smiling.
What is hip? Tell me if you think you know. What is hip? If you're really hip, the passing years will show. What is hip?
Every year bigger and better. That's true of this event and Ocean Performance. Big doings this year.
There's a lot of boats here this year and a lot of big iron. Ocean Performance is proud to be a sponsor with Billy Friends this year. This year we brought along Cigarette, Fountain, Formula, and Outer Limits, so we got everything covered here.
Everything covered.
Everything's covered and we're ready to go.
So you don't root?
No, we're just going to try to do the right thing today by everybody and go out. We're going to run one of the pace boats and keep everybody safe and honest going up under that bridge and make sure we get a clean start.
How many boats you got here?
We brought 4 boats, so like I said, we're all covered here for our manufacturers, and we're pretty excited. The weather's holding out. Billy's got an in with the big man upstairs. Every year we get good weather, so there's a little window every year to run this thing, and this event has really grown, like you said, and pretty excited.
Thank you for your support.
Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it.
The New York City World Championships are hip. And so are some of the characters that regularly attend.
The team from Pro Rock, the Tsunami Cat, look for it tomorrow. Exciting boat to watch, quite quick, kind of a sleeper. I think last year you guys were, what, 3rd or 4th?
4th.
4th fastest boat.
Yes.
Crazy Charlie is the owner of the boat, and this gentleman rigged it, and he is the Spectre dealer in the area. All right. Charlie, tomorrow, you've got some serious stuff here.
There's a lot of boats here, Rich, that we're going to just watch them go by. There's no sense in us even trying to catch them, even try to run with them. We're going to give it our best shot. Ralph never lets me drive when it's important, so I'll be sitting there looking pretty. And we think we're going to run in the low 130s. But we'll be competitive for a while.
Ralph, what does Charlie do in the boat?
Charlie tells me, watch out for the wood over here. Watch out for the guy over there. So eventually I just take the headphones off and then we have a nice quiet ride for the rest of the run. But we're going to go out there tomorrow. We always have a lot of fun at this run, so that's our plan for tomorrow, just to have fun.
The crew of Tsunami, Crazy Charlie and company. Great looking crew, great boat. Good luck tomorrow, guys.
Thank you.
We're here in Jersey City, New Jersey, right around the corner from some other famous heavyweights for the New York City Powerboat Rally World Championship.
We've got a showdown. Turbines, the world's fastest V-bottoms, the world's fastest cats, horsepower to the moon. There are no limits here today. And when I say no limits, I mean none whatsoever.
Last night, we caught up with a real legendary competitor and designer and manufacturer of the world-famous superboats, John Cohn.
30-footer with 525 horsepower against 40-plus footers with 2,600 horsepower.
Right.
What's the equalizer?
Rough water and the guys driving the boat. It's two things. No matter how good your boat is, the guy that's running the boat, I have been doing this for 30 years. I've gone to a lot of races. You know that. We've been hanging around together a long time. You can have the greatest guy in the world in a boat. If they don't have the two of them working together, they can't run the boat.
30 years of history, Superboat racing, John Cone. He's an original. It turns out another wise guy, Vinny Rafis, isn't just interested in powerboats, he's interested in power. Period. Vinny Rafisi and Donnie Ferguson are in Color Me Bad this year. Now, last year, Vinny went from his traditional catamaran perch to a V-bottom, and now he's back with a vengeance. Tell us about the new boat, Vinny.
Well, it's a 36-foot skater. It's got a set of 1,075 horsepower lab racing motors, local engine builder in the Long Island area, built them. Peter from Skater did a great job in a new boat. They painted the boat up there at Skater. Local guy, Mike Long from Graphic Wave, painted the boat. And we're pioneering PSI blowers on these new motors, and we're just working a little kinks out of her. But it's gonna rock pretty good this year.
Now, you're after the fastest boat on the Hudson, and there's some serious V-bottoms here this year.
Absolutely there is. Mike Fury showed up here with a couple of 160-plus mile-an-hour boats. Reggie Fountain, I heard, is here with, knowing that he's here with that kind of a boat, and there's a lot of big, fast cats here. It's going to be exciting today.
And Jet Set's here.
Oh, that's right. I heard Jet Set is here, and he's always the front-running boat with turbine power.
Now, tell us about the rest of your fleet at home.
I have a Viper with 1,100 horsepower in it. That's a street rod. I got a blown injected 69 Camaro, 1,800 horsepower that I run the outlaw class with, quarter-mile drag racing. I'm pretty much an extremist in a lot of different areas.
Vinny Rafisi, Color Me Bad. He's nuts. The New York City Powerboat Rally is actually like an opera in 3 acts. First is the patriotic Powerboat Parade up the majestic Hudson River with the Manhattan skyline, Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, the scene of 9/11, and everything else that is New York in the background. The second act is the World Championship King of the Hudson race from the George Washington Bridge to the Tappan Zee Bridge, which is approximately 17 miles. That's 17 miles of the Hudson River's 1 to 3 footers, hundreds of boat wakes, and many other challenges to deal with. Now, this year, a lot has been made of the various attempts at the world speed records, especially the competition between Reggie Fountain and Mike Fiore of Outer Limits. The big difference here is this definitely is not a kilo run. This is a run of attrition. 17 hard miles, bridge to bridge, a mini marathon of sorts. The question often is not how fast, but how fast for how long. The third act is the poker run. The first card is given at Liberty Landing before the boats leave. The second is given as the fleet continues past the Tappan Zee to the Ossining Boat and Canoe Club. The third card is picked up 5 miles north and on the west bank of the Hudson at the East Coast's largest privately owned marina, the Haverstraw Marina, where our good friend Dan Chuli is dockmaster. Finally, the fleet heads south back to the home port of Liberty Landing for the last 2 cards and the awards ceremony. There's nothing like the start of the New York City World Championships. Let's watch.
This portion of the NPBA's World Championship is brought to you by Cigarette Racing Team.
We'll be right back.
This part of the National Powerboat Association's New York City Powerboat Rally, brought to you by Outer Limits Powerboats.
There are three priorities in high-performance boating: safety, safety, and safety. I caught up with Sonny Hawkins of Tiger Performance just before the event.
With the propellers, the horsepower, the high-tech hulls, the single most important part of poker runs and offshore rallies is safety. And Tiger Performance is here with a complete line of safety items and leaves no stone unturned. Sonny, the products you offer are for the poker runner and the racer.
Well, we have a full range of safety products for every type of powerboat racing, starting with your Formula One tunnel boats, drag boats, unlimited hydroplanes. Miss Budweiser is a customer of ours, and then the offshore racing circuit, as well as the high-performance poker run circuit.
Now, we have 160-mile-an-hour V-bottoms. We have Jet Set running close to 200 miles an hour. What type of equipment do these guys need?
Well, the latest Outer Limits boats, which are really the most high-tech V-bottoms on the water today. There's 3 of them at this event that have fully enclosed cockpits. The owner of Outer Limits, Mike Fiore, and his customers asked Tiger Performance to get involved in their safety program, and they're now using the full onboard air system as shown on this mannequin here, with a primary, secondary air system. They're wearing an escape leg bottle. They've got a primary bottle in the boat, the breathing mask with the military helmets. You know, they're taking safety to the next level when it comes to a poker run. Just the same stuff that you'll find on the race circuit in the Super Cat class or any other.
Now, you and I, in various ways, have been involved in the Levin Foundation, and the Levin standards are the guidelines worldwide.
Right.
What is the penalty for being almost compliant with the Levin standards?
The penalty is you could die. You know, there's been recent accidents where, you know, the boat almost complied with the Levin guidelines, where maybe the bolt spacing wasn't according to the Levin guidelines, or the way cockpits or windscreens or various parts and pieces of the boat are not quite engineered to the standards that the Levin guidelines established, and as a result, it's like a chain. It's only as strong as its weakest link. If you have one thing that gives, it could be the thing that kills you, and that's happened, you know, recently, and it's happened many times in the past. The Levin guidelines is based on real life experience of, you know, what caused the accident. Let's try and engineer better ways so it can be prevented in the future, and those types of things go into the guidelines.
Thank you, Sonny. Sonny will definitely join me in saying, safety costs money, but human lives are priceless.
The gentlemen have started their engines. Oh boy, have they started their engines. This is becoming one of the great sights in motorsports. The annual start of the New York City World Championship Powerboat Rally. There's really nothing else like it in the world of speed and performance. The horsepower and speed here right now defies logic. We have some of the fastest boats in the world here today, and they're getting faster and more beautiful by the minute. The Outer Limits fleet alone at this event accounts for over $10 million of some of the finest hardware on the face of the earth. The horsepower ratings in these boats are upwards of 1,500 horsepower per motor, and some of them have 2 and even 3 engines. In addition, there's a turbine boat in here who will be heard from, I'm sure, before the day is over, and that is the legendary Jet Set. This is a chance for some of the most magnificent craft on the water today to really strut their stuff. The race within a race this weekend is about V-bottoms. There were rumors that Reggie Fountain was going to show up with his top-end Reggie Fountain design Fountain Super V. That was going to go head-to-head against the best that Outer Limits has to offer. Both of these boats have been in the 160-mile-an-hour range within the past 6 months. They were scheduled to duke it out here today, but one of them was strangely absent, and that would be the Fountain. The other one, Triple X, is right now in the lead. We're also looking at some of the finest cats in the world. Here's Ozzy, the Wizard of Oz, in his beautiful 36 Nortec. This boat is capable of speeds that would have set the world record only 4 or 5 years ago. And here they come, some of the most amazing boats in offshore in this poker run, and you can see that at the speeds that they're going and with the swells that they're encountering, there's little handling difficulties out there. You've got traffic going across the course, and these boats are taking these wakes handsomely. The Outer Limits Navy, the trio of Triple X, Outer Limits, and the Big Soldier have basically checked out. They've left. They're gone. They're at top speed. They're looking for Reggie Fountain, but Reggie ain't here today. In the back, biding his time, is Jet Set. And we know what Jet Set has in store. Here's the more traditional Outer Limits. Let's rock. Flying along at super speed up the Hudson. Here's an interesting view from our pace boat. An Outer Limits traveling at over 100 miles an hour with Billy Friends on board and the legendary Paul Fiore, the builder, on the throttles. Halfway up the Hudson, on our way to the Tappan Zee Bridge, and Bob Russell is making a big statement. And here's Tony Marone, a couple of miles behind Bob Russell already. This is the ex-Naughty Cat, the world's fastest pleasure boat at 181 miles an hour, now detuned and owned by the lovely Ray Contreras and his beautiful wife Melanie. Ray and Melanie repowered the boat with 525 HP Mercruisers through number 6 drives. It's a very, very sturdy power package. She runs about 115 miles an hour, and they love this boat. It's been everything they want and more. And sadly, it's one of the last boats rigged by the legendary Doug Lewis. You really want to be in the lead in this event because from the sky it may look calm, but when you get down there and you're further back in the pack, it starts getting pretty choppy and exciting in these mixed rollers. And as you get further back in the pack, it becomes darn near impossible to navigate at full speed. Here's a fountain cutting through some pretty dismal chop. They're in for some worse events if they get a little bit closer to the shore where the waves are bouncing back off. Here's the very fast Just Truckin', who did so well last year but got a late start this year. One of the legendary boats in the Northeast, Red Wind, owned by Arthur Damast and his crew. All right, as the fleet begins to spread out, it's now a question of how fast can I get to the Tappan Zee Bridge. You know, here's a pretty stunning comparison. Here comes Arthur Damast in the Red Wind, and he's passing, but not very easily, this 32-foot superboat with Ronnie Barrett and family on board. Ronnie had to drop one engine. It's a triple engine outboard. One of them had some problems. He's only running on 2 motors. And as you can see, he's holding his own against that big, beautiful skater in the background. And here comes our leader, Bob Russell. He's got a pair of Sterlings in there. He's flying up the Hudson. Everything looks clean and green. He's trying to get that King of the Hudson title, but something seems to be going very, very badly wrong. He has lost that edge that he had. He's now down to only about 90 miles an hour. And when did the last time you heard the term only and 90 miles an hour in the same sentence? But he has slowed down significantly, and it looks like his shot at King of the Hudson has ended here. With all that preparation, all that horsepower, and this magnificent canopied Outer Limits, he didn't quite make it. And that's where we separate a kilo run from this mini marathon on the Hudson. George Magnifico of Fast Boats Incorporated, the distributor for Eliminator, brought this magnificent Eliminator.
By comparison to some of the boats here today, your power is somewhat modest, but that's still plenty for this boat, isn't it?
Well, last year we had a couple of factory boats here, and the answer is yes, it is very modest. This is a stock outfit, 525s, all Mercruiser, IMCO drives, but the boat will run in the mid 110s to 120, depending upon the water conditions and how safe it is to run that fast, really. So, and it's all stock and it's all warranty, which is what I think the traditional boater is looking for, something that you can put in the water and expect to start up and run for the day and come back to the dock and take it out the next day.
Today's conditions slightly breezy. You'll probably have 2 to 3s
on the river, nothing you can't handle.
The boat will stretch out, and depending upon who I have on the boat, actually the wind will be behind us coming back. So we'll stretch it out coming back.
George is looking for 120, and we'll be looking at the Eliminator. Good luck today, George.
Thank you very much, and I hope we have a safe and successful day. Thanks.
Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, George.
This portion of the program was brought to you by Eliminator by Fast Boats.
We'll be right back for the rest of the race up the Hudson.
This portion of the New York City Powerboat Rally was brought to you by Total Marine and Pro Rock Performance Marine.
We're back at the New York City World Powerboat Championship Rally on the Hudson River. And the story right now is this boat, the Phenom, Triple X, twin 1,500 plus horsepower Sterling engine. And right now, the V-bottom world record at 161 miles an hour. And our own Bill Friends of the NPBA is the sanctioning body for that world record. It was held just this past February up in Rhode Island. They had to cut a hole in the ice to get the boat in the water, but they ran for the record anyway. Ideal conditions, super cold air. And the man behind the man at Outer Limits is Dad, Paul Fiore. Known for his designing and construction techniques, he has revolutionized the V-bottom industry in the past 20 years.
Have you ridden the boat at 160?
Yes.
What's it feel like?
Pretty uneventful, to be honest with you. If the water conditions are right, the boat's extremely stable. That's the only reason we can push those kind of speeds, because the boat is very stable.
Sterling is definitely providing more and more horsepower, but even if you do the math, you're getting more speed per 100 horsepower than you used to.
Yes. Part of that is due to our new fabrication technology. All the new boats you see, all the canopy boats, they're all epoxy, carbon fiber, post-cured boats. So we build a boat, it's all a carbon epoxy composite. Then we bake them in an oven for about 2 days. Then we pull them out. You basically blueprint the sides, the hull, the deck, everything gets blueprinted before you start assembling the boat. And with that method, every boat is perfect. We get the minimum amount of weight for the strength that we're looking for, and that helps us. And you know, Mike and I have been designing V-bottoms for a long time, so we keep kind of tweaking the bottoms and trying to make a little bit of improvement here and there.
Talk about this autoclave technique. Now, when you started back with Brand H, your boats weighed a certain amount. How much lighter and stronger today for the same length?
Well, depending on the size of the boat, if you take our 42, we probably took 14 or 1,500 pounds out of that boat, and it's probably twice as rigid as it used to be.
Rigidity, what does that give you?
A bottom that stays where you want it all the time. There's no flex in the bottom at all, and the decks are stiff. If you walk on a deck, you don't see any flex. It's like walking on this concrete floor. That's what the boats feel like. You hit waves, there's absolutely no shuddering involved. Just like all the new technology, new cars, they keep talking about chassis that are stiffer so you get better handling because you let the suspension do it. We let the bottom do the work. We get a boat that doesn't flex and twist. So you hit big waves, the boat blows through it rather than the boat kind of bending in the middle. And that's part of it.
Where do you think that this current speed chase is going to end, or isn't it?
I don't really know. You know, we weren't in this chase of speed. We've been running fast for a lot of years, and I guess some of our competition didn't really realize it because we build, almost all the boats we build that go over 100. That's the business we're in. I mean, even our mile stuff goes 100. Our 39 with a pair of 5 1/4 will run 100 miles an hour, and that's what we're looking for. That's a pleasure boat with a cabin, the whole deal. So I don't know where it's going to end. I mean, we're not chasing a record. We've, again, been running fast for a lot of years, and we keep trying to tweak it and make it better. And I guess it depends on how hard you push and how hard you'll push. How hard you push back, I should say.
I've also noticed, for a number of years there was a similarity in styling between various hull manufacturers. This Triple X boat just blows me away.
Yeah, that was Michael's brainchild. He designed that. He had it in his head what he wanted the boat to look like. The bottom is just an evolution of our quad step design, and he just had that in his head. I mean, you can see the skin of that boat is all carbon fiber, and in the paint job we actually left parts of it unpainted just with a clear over it, and that's all the black that you see on the boat's actual carbon fiber skin showing through.
Congratulations on raising the bar about 50% and being an outstanding guy, and congratulations on Triple X.
Thank you very much. And here is the product of all of that technology and effort, the Triple X. 161 mile an hour top end, and here's Dad in the pace boat, casually cruising along at about $1.10. Here's another view of that boat, and you can see how effortlessly this boat likes to run in triple-digit speeds. Well, two of our top dog outer limits have had some problems, but not this one, the big soldier. It's Oliver Bach and Jim Earl out of Canada, where the dollar is worth 72 cents. They're still running strong. Gene Manafo in this flaming 36 Spectre, and the stripes are indicative of the fact that he's a fireman. Here's Mike Bartone in this gorgeous 36 Skater out of Long Island, showing some beautiful speed. We haven't seen much of this boat before, but man, it's going to make a mark today. With all the talk about the V-bottom speed, horsepower for horsepower, length for length, you can't beat the cats. And here is the pound-for-pound champion, the 28 Skater. This one, powered by a pair of 2.5 Mercuries, is the proud possession of Peter Girardi. Look at the speed. This boat is capable of well over 110 miles an hour. Repowered from outboards to inboards this year, Joe Rudden with the world's fastest stereo system. And here's TGA Motorsports, another Long Island skater, running up the Hudson with triple outboard power at about 115 miles an hour. And you can see that the side rollers on this boat are making it spank from sponson to sponson. TGA Motorsports is owned by Mike Alexander. Here's Vinny Rafis in Color Me Bad, another Long Island skater. And today he's only running about 140 because he has an intake problem. The boat is capable of north of 160 miles an hour, and here's a boat that's limping along at $1.40. Vinny Rafis' boat is absolutely gorgeous. Every detail in this boat thought out and so colorful. Number 6 Merc Cruisers, a perfectly handling 36 Skater. And here comes the bad boy, the dominant boat in the Northeast, Mike Fusco's magnificent jet set. Second to none. You want to go 160? Okay. 170? Okay. 180? Okay. Let's just keep going. Whatever he needs, he's got it. We're looking for the king of the Hudson, and we'll be right back with the answer. Here's our finish line boat leaving Haverstraw Marina. They had to get out there bright and early to a specific spot at the Tappan Zee Bridge because they're going to judge who is the king of the Hudson. We're looking south, we're wondering, we're waiting. What do the binoculars pick up? What else? Mike Fusco in the jet set, hitting speeds north of 190 miles an hour. He has mowed down the competition. He's coming down the last few hundred yards to the finish boat, and look at the speed that this thing can crank out. Look at the rooster tail. It looks like 2 unlimited hydroplanes running up the Hudson River at about $1.91 right here. Mike Fusco, king of the Hudson again. Your V-bottom king of the Hudson, and it's well earned. The only remaining canopy 47 outer limits running, Jim Earl and Oliver Bach down from Canada to claim the crown. They ran fast all day. Here comes Vinny Rafis and Color Me Bad. Second cat, first piston powered, up to the Tappan Zee Bridge. And number 4 is Team Skull, Mike Bartone from Long Island, New York, with his 36 Skater, and a pair of 900 horsepower Mercs. Wet and Wild is number 5, James Bresnick out of Massachusetts. with 47 outer limits, twin 1,200 horsepower, and recovering from ignition problems with a very respectable 6th place Triple X. Mike Fiore out of Rhode Island with that big, bad world speed record holding 47 outer limits with twin 1,400 horsepower Sterling through Mercruiser 6 drives. Number 7, Crazy Charlie Amorosi in his 36 Spectre Tsunami with Ralph Popke on the throttles, twin Pro Rock 750s and Mercury Bravo drives. Number 8, the Wizard of Oz. Ozzy Castelnau from Long Island, 36 Nortec with twin 900s on the Mercury Speedmasters. 9, Let's Rock. And number 10, Miss Sonance. Scott Struthers all the way from California. Brought this beautiful 47 outer limits with twin 1100 Sterlings onto the Mercury number 6 drive. The fastest plumber on the water, Joe Rudden with the Team Rudden 32-foot skater. TJA with a beautiful finish, triple 300X Mercuries, pushing this 32 skater to wonderful speeds, fast enough to be in the top 25. And here comes the rest of the pack. A fine showing by all. Take a look at yourselves. It's important to realize that everybody ran the same 17-mile course, hit the same rollers, and endured the same mini marathon. Anybody that made it up here to the Tappan Zee Bridge at anywhere near full speed deserves a hearty congratulations. This was a rough course today, and some of the boats, the fastest boats, were unable to complete it. So congratulations to all you finishers for a great job.
This portion is brought to you by Mercury Racing Products and Ocean Performance.
We'll be right back with the rest of the Hudson Attack.
This portion of the New York City World is brought to you by Typhoon Performance Marine and Trenton Marine Center.
Now that the speed run is complete, we're on to the poker run. But first, I had a chance to talk to Dave Patnoy of Typhoon Marine.
In the middle of this storm, there's a typhoon brewing. Typhoon Performance Marine, Dave Patnoy's here. He's brought his own fleet.
Rich, we got a few boats here today. We got this Cigarette 36 Gladiator right here. It's 2004 525s. We're on about 93 miles an hour. Also have a few other boats, and we're also heading up the safety team today. Make sure everybody is safe and sound out on the water.
And the safety boat's what?
Safety boat's a 36 Concept with a pair of Mercury 250 XS's on the back. Does about 64 miles an hour, so we're going to do our best to try and keep in touch with everybody.
These Powerboat rallies, the speeds keep going up. You run NJPPC. Safety is everything, isn't it?
Safety is everything. I mean, all we need is one bad mishap, and it's over for everybody. So, I mean, we are as safety conscious as we can be. Billy's done a great job. We got a helicopter going up today with 2 frogmen, medical certified. We're ready to rock.
Tell us about the fleet you have.
The fleet we've got here, we got a few Nortecs that came up for customers' boats. We got some Bajas up. We've got a few Cigarettes up. The Outer Limits contingency, we maintain probably about a dozen Outer Limits at our shop. Latest and greatest piece is Pete Mazzo's No Discipline over there, a new 39 Quad Step, which is a beautiful boat.
Typhoon, great operation. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Thank you, Rich.
And here is the first destination on the poker run portion of the New York City Powerboat Rally. This is the Ossining Boat and Canoe Club, nestled on the eastern shore of the Hudson River, some 25 miles north of the George Washington Bridge. It's a fitting destination as we combine some of the most historical areas on the Hudson River with some of the most modern equipment ever to run on this river. It's also hard by Sing Sing Prison, so it gives our competitors a chance to get in and get out in the same day. All right, leaving the Ossining checkpoint, here is the specter of Gene Manafo, the fireman from New Jersey. He and his crew, they typify what's going on out here in the poker run. They're having a great time. They've run fast. Now it's time to sit back and relax, get that poker hand together, see what the winnings are, enjoy this beautiful day out here on the magnificent Hudson River, and enjoy the friendship and the camaraderie that builds up at all of these poker run events and these powerboat rallies. High speed, and yet a great time for everybody on board.
portion of the program was brought to you by Formula Powerboats.
We'll be right back. We're back at the New York City Powerboat Rally, and this is Haverstraw Marina, stop number 2. Just north of here is Patsy's Bay Marina. And we checked with Patsy's Bay Marina, the local PowerQuest dealer, and chatted with the owner, Mike and Sarah.
Let's talk about the PowerQuest 280. It's not the biggest, it's not the baddest in our fleet, but this boat has everything for you and everything for your significant other. And it does 60 miles an hour plus. Now, let's talk about our 32 cruiser, the big brother to our 28. This boat does 70 miles an hour plus, fully loaded. What other boat on the river or the ocean can do that for you? 70 miles an hour plus.
Back to the Powerboat Rally, and here is Ozzy Costello from Long Island in his beautiful Nortec, the Wizard of Oz. Merc Cruiser powered. As you can see, he's in relaxed mode right now, cruising along between 90 and 100 miles an hour. He'll take it up to 125 or so here and there, whenever he wants to. But now we're just going to casually go around, get our cards, and get back to the party. A pair of buddies running side by side, Vinny Rapise and Color Me Bad, and Joe Rudden in the Team Rudden. A pair of skaters, a 36 and a 32, scampering back to southbound on the Hudson River, back to race headquarters in Jersey City. Now the Team Rudden on the right has been repowered from outboard to inboard, now runs north of 150 miles an hour. Vinny Rapise is reputed to run north of 160 miles an hour. A lot of competition between these two guys, a couple of friends from Long Island, New York. I can tell you this once again, the stereo system in Team Rudden is like nothing you've ever heard. And they're not the only skaters on the river. Here's one with a pair of Bravo drives, 5 people on board, running quite a bit of trim. He's carrying quite a bit of air through that tunnel and getting that boat quite loose. There are enough rollers here that can get you just ticky-tacking over the water a little bit. You want to be as conservative as possible with that big of a crew on board. We are running probably 95 to 100 miles an hour. Got to be careful. This one's got some Bravo drives, as I said, and he's looking pretty good on the way back down to the George Washington Bridge, which you can see in the background. Here is Scott Applegate in the Just Truckin'. This boat was King of the Hudson last year, this Just Truckin', and it's done very, very well this year. It's big outer limits with big Sterling power in there, out of New Jersey. The owner of Applegate Trucking, this is Scott Applegate. All right, here comes an ancestor to the outer limit, Hustler Slingshot, and what's he doing in there? He's giving us a moonshot in the slingshot. If his wife sees him, he's going to get shot. Vavoom, the 42-foot fountain of Teddy Lambert. After all the bad luck he's had in years past, it's nice to see him proceeding nicely and correctly with no mechanical gremlins. One of the nicest guys in the sport, and certainly one of the most patient, Teddy Lambert. Vavoom. Flying along in his 35 fountain, there goes Ray Howell. Trimmed a bit lower right now is Tony Marone flying along southbound the Hudson River. These are ground level shots from our camera right across from Spike Dival at the northern end of Manhattan. Boyd Haynes brought the biggest boat in the fleet, a 50-foot Nortec with the Yanmar diesels, all the way from Virginia. It might not be the fastest boat here, but it's certainly one of the most luxurious. A legend in the making, the American Muscle, proudly flying the cigarette brand with Skip Braver on board, the company president and CEO. Here's Flying Charlie Tesoro, another Long Island skater, this one outboard powered. This boat is running over 123 miles an hour with 2.5 Mercury engines on the transom. Ground level shot, you can see how little of that hull is in the water. Charlie airs her out. And this is not flat, calm water. That 28-footer is eating up everything the Hudson has to offer. And he has been among the fastest boats year in and year out. Here's a big, beautiful Nortec cat. Merc Cruiser power just blasting along. Here's another one, a sister ship to that one. Another Nortec. They are proudly represented here today. There goes No Discipline, a couple of those dominant outer limits. Here's a Factory 1 fountain. Converted slightly for the Polka Run, ready to race tomorrow morning. Factory classes with cruiser power are a formula that is a real winner. 80 plus miles an hour, pleasure boat, and a race boat. And of course, Red Wind, the legendary big skater. It's gaining a name for itself. Big, beautiful number 66. Here's another Outer Limits. What a gorgeous array of colors we've seen here today. The palette of colors that the Fioris provide are second to none. Here's another slingshot with an incredible paint job. Again, the graphics each year, they stretch the limit a little more, a little more, a little more, until you get to the Outer Limits. One of the great stories in polka running is Ron Barrett, longtime powerboat racer, been around the sport for years. He's in a 32-foot superboat, lost an engine, but he's a great family story for us. Well, this one's maxed out, but it's not the end of the story by any means. Rumor has it he's got a brand new skater that he's repowering, and look out in the future for Ronnie Barrett.
With the Barrett family, it's a family affair. The maxed out catamaran, Ronnie Barrett, veteran racer from years gone by, is here and he's ready to fly.
Yes, I am. I brought a new member with me, a family member, Charles Beck, who married my daughter Jennifer, which you remember years ago. And my other daughter Megan is here, of course, my first wife Debbie.
Great to see this family together. The boat is a Superboat Cat, has twin 300Xs, and it should have 3.
Yeah, on Monday we smoked another powerhead, which we had to take off, move the center one to the end, and we came with the 2 motors. We felt that at least being in it, we're still winners.
With 2 engines, you'll still do some pretty respectable speed.
Oh yeah, we'll still do about 90 miles an hour. 95 when we start getting a little lighter on fuel. But still a little upset, 1 motor down. Do what we can.
Well, the rooting section's here, the boat is here, the family's ready, the Barrett clan maxed out. Good luck today, guys.
Thanks, Fred.
Offshore powerboating on the Polka Run and racing circuits has enjoyed a 100% speed increase in the last 20 years. But half of that increase has occurred only in the last 4 or 5 years. And those are the toughest miles an hour. We've gotten up over 150 to 160 miles an hour in the V-bottoms and over 200 miles an hour in the cats. No other motorsport can boast this kind of speed increase in such a short period of time. Couple that to the magnificent power plants, the beautiful color schemes, and the sheer pageantry of these craft, and you've got a sport unrivaled in the field of motorsports. While historically, this sport has been covered on some of the smaller specialty networks, there's no doubt that with this amazing improvement in technology and performance, the sport is about to come out to a new era. The pendulum is swinging, and you're about to see this sport on a much broader national and international stage in the broadcast medium. Keep watching.
So you wanna jump out your trick bag and ease on into your bag, but you ain't just exactly sure what's hip.
portion of the New York City Worlds brought to you by Velocity Powerboats and Myco Trailers. This portion of the New York City Powerboat Rally brought to you by Glassworks, the body shop for boats, Hubbard Marine, and Ocean Outboard.
We're back for the final leg of the New York City World Championship Powerboat Rally. Here's the Baja team. Baja, speed changes you. 4 guys without a date. And here in his beautiful Stars and Stripes fountain is Joe Lupo and his crew. They're obviously having a great time. They're waving to the helicopter. They're running a very relaxed pace. They've got plenty of power in that thing if they want it. Five guys without a date. There's a couple of Bajas proceeding downward. On the way back to that final card stop. Who's going to win? And then there goes wrong way Corrigan up the river while the rest of us are going down. Formula was well represented here. F278, Vic Spellberg and Tommy Caruso running with the Factory 2 race boat. The Formula is so proud of. They've done very well in Factory 2 racing over the past 5 or 6 years, and they've been one of the foundation builders for the sport. And of course, Formula dates all the way back to the 60s when Don Aronow made the name so famous, and it's been racing and performing very well ever since. Stock Mercury powered Formula Fastech. Here's Fuelish Money, a tamer version of the same Fastech out of the Formula stables. Beautiful graphics, a wonderful ride. Rodney Hurlin's Pride and Joy. Three guys running me. Now 2 of Don Aronow's marks side by side. Legendary Cigarette, behind that the legendary Formula. This is what offshore racing was built on and what powerboat poker runs are all about. Got similar paint jobs running side by side with 2 very different boats. That one right there is a Cigarette Tiger. Dramatic paint scheme, latest technology. But not as late as the technology in this baby. This is the Velocity powered by Ilmor V10s. Out of Steve Stepp's Velocity stable, this is quite a package. And of course, the world champion, the king of the Hudson for the Cats, the turbine 190 mile an hour jet set. Mike Fusco, you have outdone yourself again. New graphics, but the same old speed. This is what Meticulous is all about. Congratulations again, Mike. Well, Oliver Bach and Big Soldier came in second on the run up to the Tappan Zee Bridge. Here's his old boat, Wet and Wild, now owned by James Presnick out of Massachusetts. Got a pair of 1,200 horsepower Sterlings in this 47 open cockpit outer limits. Just about every manufacturer is represented here today, with power plants ranging from the modest to the wild. There's room for everybody at the New York City Championship Powerboat Rally. Here's Dan Dillon with the Offshore Swipes boat. www.swipes.com. Cleaning product for the marine industry, Swipes. Also proudly displaying the offshore-only logo on the stern. This is a floating commercial, this cigarette. Now let's talk about offshore only a little bit. The
leading website for the offshore performance field, Offshore Only has exploded on the scene in the last few years. It's a fun place to be, a fun place to visit, www.offshoreonly.com. But it's also got some very unique offerings ranging from live webcasts featuring performance boating racers, builders, riggers, every kind of expert. There's some extremely interesting chat on the site, and there's also special sections for every type of interest, from racing to poker runs to the technical side of things. You want to know how to build a boat, rig a boat, buy a boat, sell a boat, www.offshoreonly.com. Offshore Only TV. Watch for it at 6:30 every Sunday night starting October 3rd. We'll be right back with the award ceremony and the wrap-up.
This portion of the New York City World Championships is brought to you by Lavoisier Marine.
We're back at the New York City World Championship Powerboat Rally, and we have a visitor all the way from Texas, my friend James Von Wolski.
Poker runs draw enthusiasts of all types and from all places. Up from Texas this weekend is my friend Von Wolski over here, who has quite a few projects in development. Isn't that right?
Oh yes, I bought 3 turbines last year. I still haven't yet put them in a hull, but I came here for the big event. This is what I call the World Series of boating, and every time I come here, last year I probably met a couple hundred people. They're just wonderful people. Wonderful weather, wonderful boats. It's just the highlight of my year, and I want to come back this year for some more of the same. I want to say Billy Friends puts on a party like nobody else, and there's an old Rolling Stones song called the West Coast Promotion Man, and I think Billy's the East Coast Promotion Man.
Well, the Rolling Stones also said, I can't get no satisfaction, but there's plenty of satisfaction here this weekend at the New York City Powerboat Rally.
All the major performance publications were represented here today, and here's a representative from Extreme Boats magazine.
It was an awesome event. It was actually our second year here, and we had an Outer Limits issue that we released right before this run, and so we kind of hung out with the Outer Limits guys. And I rode in one of their brand new 39-footers, and it was very exciting. The background is incredible. I couldn't believe some of the scenery, the background of New Jersey, the cliffs and some of the trees and stuff, plus just the city and the skyline. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
And here's my favorite subject.
Dave Patinoid and Darren Lures, the men behind the first world record for a physically disabled person. Dave, tell us the idea.
Well, you know, Darren has been an enthusiast his whole life, pretty much, in following offshore racing, and Rich following you around and following the circuit and doing television. Last year, Darren got behind the wheel of, actually behind the throttles of a 36 Nortec called Perfect Storm, and took her in excess of 120 miles per hour. That tied in with our event, Shore Dreams for Kids. And this year, we haven't talked to Darren about it yet, but we're going to look to take it up a notch this year, once again.
Darren, how'd that record feel?
Awesome. It just felt very smooth. The 36 Nortec is a very smooth boat to ride in, and I was very happy with the results.
How much throttling experience do you have?
Literally none. I just did what the driver said and it just held the hammers down.
Now wait a second. How much experience do you have?
Well, I have throttles on my wheelchair, but that doesn't count actually.
And you've throttled other things, haven't you?
Yes, I take that back. I've throttled my father's 28 skater, so I've got plenty of experience.
He's too modest sometimes. 121.2 miles an hour, I believe.
Yes.
And what are we going for this year?
Try 130.
130 miles an hour. Yeah, I'm proud.
And in truth, Darren's goal is not only to set records, but to inspire others just like him who are physically challenged or special needs people to go out there and do their best and do some things that are just above and beyond the ordinary. And as part of that effort, we have an annual event here in New Jersey which everybody is so proud of. This event combines a picnic, a day on the shore, and some serious rides and some very fast and thrilling boats provided by members of NJPPC and related organizations in the Northeast area of high-performance powerboaters. It's a great, great event.
Short Dream for Kids. Like I said, I've been involved for quite a few years. It's been an awesome day. As you can see, we have over 600 children here today. And, you know, just take a look at the kids and you tell me what kind of day we're having.
It's awesome. The boat ride was really fun. We started off slow, then we went faster, and it was really fun.
It's an absolutely fabulous day. One of my neighbors asked me, was telling me about it, and I was more than happy to come out here. It's a great event. It's a day for the kids. It's not about Keith Hamilton. It's about these kids, and they're having a wonderful time.
This is my second year doing Short Dreams for Kids, and I plan on doing it every other year from here on in. It's a great thing, great way to give back to them. And just seeing the appreciation on their face, you just can't describe how it makes you feel.
A great, great day for everyone involved. And now here's a very special guest, Bill Taylor from Poker Runs America.
I have been asked by my family for the past couple of years to get down to see Billy Friends' poker run. Everybody in our office has been here just about every season. They've told me all about it. I had to do it myself, and I'll tell you, it has been absolutely unbelievable. I've never seen so many boats under one roof as here in New York this weekend. There's some real big horsepower. Some of the boats are running 1,400 horsepower apiece here. Fantastic speeds. The weather was fantastic. Everything was going 100% for us. And Billy has done one great job. And I'll tell you, Bill, I'll be back for another one of these events.
And the winners are the $5,000 grand prize winner. It was a tie between Charlie Tesoro and George Magnifico, splitting the $5,000 grand prize. The best looking crew, Ron Bender's 37-foot outer limits, Wild Thing. The best looking boat, George Magnifico, with his fast boat 36-foot eliminator. The world champion V-bottom, Oliver Box, Big Soldier, 47-foot outer limits. And finally, our New York City Powerboat Rally world champion, Mike Fusco, and the 40-foot skater, Jetson.
In a word, wow. The New York City Powerboat Rally World Championship is a wrap. Amazing. Billy Friends, who are you? What an extraordinary group of boats came together today, went out on the Hudson River, performed in a spectacular fashion, gave everybody what they wanted and more, and blew away every spectator. This event gets bigger and better every year. New York City is the home of Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus, the Broadway shows, and some of the greatest rock acts in history. But nothing compares to this event right here. Congratulations, Billy Friends. You are a genius.